embrace delusion with a handshake and a gun to your head. It's time for American Psycho. Here's the host of your experience, Mr. Brian Crow.
I am holding Brian Crow hostage. How y'all doing tonight? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to American Psycho, the only place that you can get the most psychoist talk, as only can be heard here on XSite Radio. I am helping out because if you've ever been to the great state of California and you've been in Los Angeles, I don't give a fuck what time it is, there's always a little thing called traffic, and it fucking sucks. That being said, we have a guest here in studio. I know Brian would like for me to say he's the man, myth, and legend all rolled into one, Mr. Eric Escobar.
Yo, what's up, guys?
So, you've known Brian. We were actually just catching up a little bit in the other room before jumping in the studio like a motherfucking bolt of lightning. And you've been working with Mr. Crow here for a little bit. You guys have worked at this little shindig called Flappers in Burbank.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Brian, he kicks ass, man. He's like a bulletproof comic. He just owns it. And we've done a ton of shows together. The guy is hilarious, super funny. Asked me to join on up, and I want to see what this whole XSite is all about, what everyone's talking about.
Yeah, man. And so when you meet, I mean, what kind of impression do you get of Brian Crow? Because we were talking about this. When he's off stage, he's calm, he's cool, he's collected. He's a fucking iceberg with legs. You know what I'm saying?
Completely. The guy's super chill, funny, nice, just a sweet, good guy. I don't know if he wants me calling him sweet over the air.
Well, you know, it really depends on how well you know him. That being said, but man, when this motherfucker gets on stage, and I'm not just talking about because, you know, he's also a musician, but when he gets up in front, he cuts the rug loose.
It's an on and off switch, man. Like, you see him and you're like, oh, that's some pretty good weed he's on. And the next thing you know, I'm like, whoa, what kind of coke just hit like that guy's brain? Like, oh, what the fuck, man? This is not the guy I met 5 minutes ago at the bar. What's going on?
So, what was your first impression when you saw his stand-up routine? I mean, you know, I personally, he used something. Now, for those of you that don't know me, my music, I really have always kind of leaned towards the energy rock of the 80s, in particular, Van Halen.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, it's a long story, but that's part of how we met. And when he performs, he just rips loose. But, I mean, what kind of energy did you get from him? Because when I heard his routine, he was talking about how pharmaceutical companies should be more like rock and roll, you know? And he used a Van Halen example. He's like, you know, instead of Viagra, you know, call it jump, man. When I get up, nothing gets me down. You know what I'm saying? And I love that kind of shit.
Yeah, the guy's a beast. He's an absolute beast. You know, you go up there and everyone has their different point of view. Everyone's doing different stuff when they're on stage. Every comic has their own point of view and what's going on. But when he goes up there, it's like a rock show. It's like you're at a full-blown concert. You know, he's not just your typical comic going up there going like, yo, set up, punchline, talking about my dick, my mom, my roommate. It's like, it's
same old boring shit.
Exactly. He's just a beast. Like, he treats it just like how he does rock and roll. It's like you're going out there, and it's not just you're going up and hearing some guys tell jokes. You're making it a night. You're gonna party. You're gonna go out, see this guy on stage, and he's gonna kill it. And that's what he does every single time.
Dude, I'm right with you, hook, line, and sinker. I remember the first time when I saw him, and I swear to God, I was tired after his routine because I was laughing for, I mean, I think his set was only like 20 minutes, but I was laughing so fucking hard. I was lightheaded from laughing, and I was exhausted.
That was probably just the roofies he put in your drink right before the show.
That's right. He is the American Psycho.
I think the first time we met, we were actually doing a little club out in like the Inland Empire. There's nothing around. The club was on the upstairs of a packing house, like a farm. And I was like, this is a crazy venue. What's going on? All these old people come in, senior citizens. I'm like, this is blowing my mind. This is not a comedy show. And he goes up there. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta follow this guy. This motherfucker's just tearing it up. He's making these old people feel like they're 21 and they're trying, you know, fucking coke and alcohol and whiskey for the first time. And I was just blown away. And he's, you know what, he's got the attitude, he's got the style, everything's going for him. You know, great guy, great person, great comic. You just can't go wrong.
You cannot go wrong. That's true. So, you know, do me a favor. Why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? Where you're from? Kind of, you know, your situation, and you know, what was your introduction to comedy? And you know, just paint the picture out there for the lovely, very sexy audience out there.
Mostly sexy audience. If you're sexy, hit us up, okay? You can get us at info@XSite. Just say you want to talk to Eric, send some pictures. I'm down. I actually started out in high school. I was a football player. I did football every day, every night. That was my thing. One day I actually came across like an improv workshop in the middle of our high school, jammed with them, loved it. Next day, quit the football team, started doing comedy.
I mean, you just seriously, you're like, I found it. That's it.
I was like, you guys do dick jokes for 2 hours after school? I'm down. I don't need an athletic career, okay? And then from there, you know, I just started doing comedy in high school, did a little bit in college, took a little break. Next thing you know,
where'd you go to college, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, I started out at Cal State LA. I was there for about 2 years. It was a great place. Then I transferred over to Whittier College, like right at the border of Orange County in LA. Loved it there. And there was a little spot in Whittier called Phoenix 5-4. It's this crazy like craft beer / juice bar / like vegan eatery. It was a crazy spot. And they had open mic nights, and you get up there, and I think they didn't even care how long you did. They just wanted to entertain a crowd. Went up there a couple times, loved it. Since then, I've never looked back, and it's been great.
Dude, that's what I'm talking about. Now, who are some of your influences? Because I'll never forget. I was about 7 years old, 8 years old, and I went through my dad's collection. I'm not talking about the porno, folks. No, come on, get your fucking mind.
Well, you don't gotta lie to us, okay? You don't gotta lie.
It wasn't the pornos. It was, and I found the key to the lockbox, and they were all the R-rated movies. And I found it just said Raw.
Oh,
Eddie Murphy,
Mr. Murphy,
Raw. And I swear to this day.
And you thought it was a porno at first, right? You were like, oh, I'm down for this raw shit.
I didn't even know what the fuck a porno was at this point in time. But, you know, he's doing the, you know, everything from the impressions of Italians and, you know, homosexual people going woo, 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 you know, and just all kinds of, I mean, I don't, you know, that was my introduction to comedy. And to, you know, a lot of people have, oh shit. Hold on, get out your guns.
Oh, shit. B. Crow is in the house, just walked in.
Hide your daughters. The man, myth, and legend is here. Holy shit.
I feel like I'm getting cheated on.
Oh, wow. Well, I am going to go ahead and step out of here for a quick second. I am going to go ahead and pass the mic on over to the man of the hour, Mr. Brian Crow.
Yeah, B. Crow in the house. How you doing, man? It's good to see you. Looking fresh as always, looking beautiful. Is that okay to say to another man? Let's say so.
Absolutely. And I'm not the man of the hour. You are. And you know, there's a great thing about living in Los Angeles. Traffic. Hello. Hi.
You mean the parking lot, right? The parking lot called the 405?
Exactly. So how are you, my friends? Thank you so much for showing up.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, well, actually say that to your mom, but that's different.
Okay, well, you know what? She knows. Still tells me every day. I hate those emails, and you know what? Stop sending me pictures, okay? I know what Brian looks like. I just need to know the face.
So, what have you guys discussed? Eric Escobar, the man, the myth, the legend, and...
We've just been chilling. We've just been talking shit. You know, when you walked in, we were like, hey, you know that guy with the tiny dick, Brian Crow? And then we're like, oh, fuck, we got to stop talking.
Yeah, no, that was another Brian Crow.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The black one, right?
Exactly.
Because you put him to shame. I got to tell you.
Can you turn me on, please?
Can I turn you on?
Please.
Well, yes, I can.
Nope.
We got three guys in one room. Close the door. We can do whatever you want.
36 double D.
And
more importantly, I actually believe in you. Oh, that's a turn on.
That's right.
There we go. Wait a minute. This is what is this? This track here right now? Black. Oh my God! This is Black Diamond.
Oh fuck! I thought it was Celine Dion for a second.
No,
thanks for covering it up.
That was Black Diamond, done by Castle Black, some band that I was in quite literally when I was 16 years old.
So approximately, what, 70, 80 years ago? Is that what you're saying?
You know what? I don't think I would.
All I know was Christ still had long hair and was a hesher.
Yeah, I would cut down the tree and go, damn, there's a lot of rings to count there. But so, Mr. Escobar,
Yes,
how are
sir.
you doing? Thank you so much for showing up before me. So let's talk. So you are you are a stand-up comedian, am I correct?
That is correct. Been doing it for about 2 years, and it's been awesome. It's great, but still
Yeah.
a baby. Still a baby.
So what has your experience been thus far in the stand-up realm?
You know what? It's been awesome. Stand-up can be a really tough road, especially
Yeah.
in the beginning. But you know what? Once you kind of get the hang of it, once you start, once you start kind of giving a shit about what people think, and you just want to go up there, make people laugh, and just have a good time, it's the best job in the world. You get paid to tell dick jokes for 10 minutes a night. You can't better than that.
Sounds like a tough road to hose.
we need to backtrack. You get paid?
Occasionally. You know what? I get paid in coffee, and sometimes I get half off fries. So that's
Yes.
payment.
Yeah.
That's $2 I'm saving.
Yep.
But hey, they throw in a free ranch and a free ketchup, so I can't complain.
So, I mean, I've got my own reasons that I ever got into doing stand-up. What are yours? How did that come about for you?
You know what? I always wanted to do stand-up. I loved it when I was a kid. I remember in high school, all my friends would send me videos, and we listened to, like, Dimitri Martin and, Steve Martin was a huge one. He's definitely,
Right.
from the older times, but I loved him, and I fell in
Twigs,
love with all
baby,
this
Twigs.
stuff. Exactly.
That's what they called him at the Troubadour, Mr. Twigs.
They were smoking twigs, too, which was pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. It was a good time. And it's something I always wanted to do. And then after a while, I was like, yo, I'm going to drop $100, take a stand-up class. Mm-hmm. And like I said earlier, I never looked back. It's just since then, I've been trying to those open mics, trying to get shows, and just trying to hustle like you and everyone else in the game.
Sure.
It's been awesome, and I love it.
So, tell me, where have you been performing? What kind of stuff have you? I mean, in all of 2 years, where have you been doing it out at?
You know what? LA has been very nice to me, just
Yeah.
getting at those dive bars and, little rooms here and there. I'm huge with the AA crowd, get some big shows and I'm amongst friends, as I can see. So here you go.
Huh, what?
But, yeah.
Liar.
Sometimes I'll get on the road, get to Arizona every once in a while. It's
Yeah,
been
where at?
awesome. So I'll do Phoenix every once in a while, and then Tucson. Both huge, amazing, crazy crowds, so different from LA. You get to LA,
Sure.
everyone has a stick up their ass, no one's laughing. You tell a bomb joke, and you're getting some smiles, and maybe a couple of people just crossing their hands, being like, yeah, that was all right. But you go out of town, you go on the road, people are down. They want to go out, they want to laugh, because what else is there to do in Tucson, pretty much?
But cool down.
No, not even that. I mean, when you're actually on the road, it's amazing how different it is to connect with an audience that is
Yeah.
from someplace else other than here, sort of like this sort of metropolitan kind of area. And
Completely.
then you find out, oh my God, people actually think and talk and feel and speak elsewhere.
Yeah, it doesn't matter
Yeah.
who you are. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter your culture, experiences, background, level, and, society. It doesn't matter.
That's
Right.
got to be a really cool fucking feeling because I've never done stand-up and, I just got kind of goosebumps just thinking about, like, being able to relate to a huge audience when you don't know them. And that's got to be a great feeling to be able to, relate to.
Right on the nose.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
Well, it's crazy, too, because, you get on a plane or you go in a car, you drive 6 hours, go a whiles out. You're like, I don't know anyone here. This town
Right.
is nothing like my town. What are they going to laugh at? Are they even going to like my shit? Is it weird? And they eat it up because it's all about those, relatable themes. We've all had shitty relationships. We've all gotten drunk and done dumb
Wait,
shit.
I've never had a shitty relationship.
Wait, I thought we were dating. I thought, this is not.
Stop
This is a
it,
great
Eric.
relationship, isn't it?
Eric, stop it.
Oh, get your hand off my leg, please. Give me a couple minutes. I'm gonna spend 2 minutes in the bathroom.
Here,
Who am I
you get a
kidding?
Kleenex.
10
Here's a
seconds.
Kleenex. Here you go.
Oh, wonderful.
And scene.
Theater major in the house. Look at that.
No, I just have friends who do improv. Is somebody what are you doing?
We got a dancing polar bear over here.
Okay.
You never know what's going to happen here at XSite Radio, I'm telling you.
No, you really never do.
Dancing
No,
polar
really.
bears, Thai food, we got everything here. We
That's
got
right.
It's like an
everything.
episode of Lost.
Really?
Where are we?
All right, so you came to stand up just a couple of years ago.
Yes, sir.
What were you thinking about before that?
You know what? I don't know. I think when I first got introduced into just comedy in general, I found a home. I felt
Okay.
comfortable. It just felt good.
Right.
There are things, that make you happy, and there are things that, are just kind of that you do every day, day to day. And when you find those things that make you happy, it's like, wow, I'm home. This is great. So ever since I kind of just started getting on stage, I have a huge improv background. That's where I started.
Right. Okay.
And a lot of improv kids are stand-up kids. There's a lot of crossover.
Yep. Absolutely.
So when you kind of just start like feeling out, like, do I want to do improv? Do I want to do stand-up? Do I want to act? What do I want to do? And you kind of find your niche, and you're like, oh, this is the sweet spot. You just go from there.
Speaking of finding a niche, I think I'm going to find a commercial so that we can adjust the audio in the room.
Perfect. Give me 2 minutes in the bathroom. I'm gonna grab that Kleenex, and we'll be right back.
It's not quite what I meant, but yeah, actually cool. What's that? We're gonna do this. I love technology. We're going to be back shortly. Everybody stay tuned here to American Psycho Radio. We are here with Eric Escobar and somebody resembling me. And we'll talk to you shortly.
Peace.
Where's that? Blaze of the fire, it can't cool. Holy Emmanuel, I Celestia. Bout you, not see me dead. Rastafari. Yeah.
Dance floor killer like this. dance floor killer like this.
Back here on American Psycho. We are sitting here with the very, very funny Eric Escobar. And thank you so much for beating me here to the station.
It's opposite day. The Mexican comes first, and then, you guys come later.
No, and so, in fact, everything that I say between now and the end of the show is... Everything is backwards.
We'll catch up in about half an hour, and then we'll get into real time.
What the hell was that?
People are going to tune in and be like, I don't know. This station is going really alternative now. What's happening?
Alternative to what? English. Yes. I am not. So, in terms of doing stand-up, so you've been doing this for a couple of years. Where would you like to see this go for yourself?
You know what? When I was a kid, I remember what I did almost every night is I would stay up late, sneak downstairs, turn on the TV, and watch Letterman. That's what I did. Like, it was,
really?
Yeah, that was a lot of kids like to play with like toys or G.I. Joes or blocks. Mm-hmm. No,
you played with David Letterman.
I played with David Letterman, and hey, that's how I got my first paying job. You know what I mean?
Oh my!
Yeah, you know what? He's a nice guy, but you do not want to say the wrong thing. Well, those bed sheets were just fluffled. Fluffled. Hey, it's David. I'm not gonna go against him at all. And I would watch this, and I'd be like, you know what, this is great. And I didn't understand a lot of stuff when you're 10 years old. You're like, right? I don't get this joke. What's a vagina? What's Viagra? What is that? And then I think I just fell in love with it. And I think my ultimate goal since I was a kid was to do late night. Whether that's eventually write, eventually do desk bits or something. I always wanted to do late night. And when I kind of found my groove in comedy, I'm like, you know what, this is still something I want to do.
All right, so I'm curious. What about that was so attractive? What do you think it was about that kind of commentary, that kind of thought process? What attracted you to that?
I think deep down it was almost less about the commentary and the words, but more about the rebellion. It's like, fuck you, I'm not going to bed at 9. I'm sneaking downstairs in 2 hours and watching the top 10.
You're a child of the fuck you, just like me.
Oh, of course. Yeah. You know. I listened to enough 1970s punk, and I listened to Sex Pistols, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna F you, teacher. I'm gonna not use a number 2 pencil. I'm gonna go against your rules.
I'm gonna use a number 2.5.
Yeah, where can I get that? Can I get your advice? Because I really don't know how to find it. I need your help to help me rebel. Can you show me where to find a fucked up pencil?
What a great idea. I would really like to rebel, but could you help me out?
Yeah, please, come on, authority. The man, I really need a hand right now. But it was one of those things where it felt almost like very good to go against that, like, oh sure. Yeah, and then just. And I think I found my rebellion and my attitude and everything I loved in sneaking down and watching late night, which is weird, but it's what I did. And even though that's kind of like the seed of where it started, it grew to so much more because jokes are funny. And the fact that people
Well,
can,
you hope they are anyway.
well, yeah, you know the LA open mic scene, and you know some of the comics out there, and it is.
I know. I know.
Hey guys, so I was on the couch and it broke. That's not a joke. I don't know if that was what is that? What are you saying? Yeah, from there you just kind of find your groove, and that's where I fell in love with it.
So what for you encompasses something that you want to talk about when you're writing a joke, when you're doing a bit? How does that develop for you?
You know what? It probably goes against everything that everyone else says or does.
Perfect.
And that everyone's all about, like, what's your point of view? What do you want to talk about? What's the message?
Right.
And I'm like, hey, I just love a good dick joke. Like, that's my end game. Like, if you got a good joke, I don't care if it's real. I don't care if you got a message. I don't care if it's, like, I want to talk about these strong subjects. I'm like, if you can talk about your poop and make me laugh, hey, applauds to you, sir. Standing O. Standing O.
But what about when you write?
When I write, I typically look at a situation or a subject, and I'll find like, okay, here's my setup. Where can I bring something that completely just pulls the rug under what everyone's thinking?
Okay.
So, for instance, when I tried acid the first time, I was like, I gotta talk about this. I can't.
Law
not talk
enforcement,
about
that
this.
was a euphemism.
Yeah, I mean, brownies.
Yes. Yeah, the first time you tried brownies.
Filled with acid.
Said yes. Those were the yes, exactly.
It's whatever it is you want. Whatever.
Let's try that again.
Boom, boom, boom.
Nothing about technology saying something about recording being terminated. Oh, but it's not been terminated. We will not be terminated. We won't do that.
Oh, acid.
I would do the liquid thing. I was going to say, speaking of acid.
So I guess like when I had that experience, I was like, are we on? Yeah,
We're on.
We're on.
We're so on, it's disgusting.
It's a little too much. Where are those Kleenex? And I was like, I gotta write a joke about this. So I started
what's
out.
that in my eye? Anyway,
It's my. You know what? Let's talk about this later. So we don't have to. Kleenex. So I was like, all right. So the setup would be something like, hey guys, I tried acid for the first time, and something really crazy was like, how can I make this a joke? How can I put some kind of pull under the rug action in there?
Sure.
So I was like, you know what? When I did try it, my little brother saw me, and I was tripping out and I was freaking out, and it was horrible because that's the one thing you do not want to happen as an only child.
Right.
Boom. So that was that was the joke, and my material is bombing with Brian Crow. Hey, here's the punchline. Oh yeah, go on. Where's the funny man? Where's the funny? So it's looking at it and it's being like, all right, where can I put that seed of information?
Wow, the control board is completely freaking out right now.
Brian, is this a punks? Are you putting me on punks right now?
I wish.
Impractical
No,
Jokers?
In fact, I think, Eric, what did you do before I got here? I was tied up in traffic and you fucked around with the board. You
know
and your
what'd be
little brother
funny?
joke. Yeah.
If I ruined my career on Brian's show, any hope with these fans, I can just lose right now.
I tell you, if you ruin your career on this show, that takes something. Because there's no career to be had here. And so if you can, it's sort of like going, I was drowning when I was already underwater.
What, you mean you're not paying me the $5,000 that you promised earlier? Isn't that in our contract? The $3 million?
We're going to take a brief break, hopefully a brief break. As yet, the rest of today goes just like the previous part of it has. So nobody move, nobody go anyplace.
Treat this like traffic.
Exactly.
We'll be back, don't worry.
That's true. I believe the technology conspiracy has completely subsided.
Check 1 2.
Check,
check
1 2.
1
Check,
1
yes.
2. Balls. Balls.
Great, big,
balls.
large, something or other. Thank you so much for hanging out for that bit of craziness. And thank you so much, Eric Escobar, for hanging out for this absolute technological
It's my pleasure.
insanity.
It's
Oh,
my
cool.
pleasure.
So, in the amount of time that you have been doing stand-up, what have been some of the milestones for you that you have achieved?
You know what? I feel like every show can almost be a milestone. Whether it's not like you're killing and you walk off stage and like that was a new night for me. I just reached a new level.
Right.
Or when you bomb and you're like, hey, I know what to do next time that'll make me better. Like, it's insane.
Isn't there something almost amazing about bombing, kind of like tonight, that becomes this tremendous learning experience where it's like, yeah, that was just an absolute train wreck of a show, and yet somehow you walk away from it almost feeling good?
Yeah. Louis Anderson put it best. He's like, when you kill and destroy, you don't learn shit.
True.
You had a good show.
Yeah.
You had a good show. When you bomb, that's when you learn everything, and that's what makes you stronger.
Totally.
Yeah, it's almost like dating. You know what I mean? When you have a couple bad dates, you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't whip it out during dinner. You know what I mean? Like, oh, something went wrong there. What did I learn from this?
Exactly. So where has been your what has been the absolute worst show you've ever done?
Oh, this one. It's
Cool. You know what?
No.
Me too. Fucking hell.
You know what? That's hard to say because I've had a lot of horrible shows. You know, the good comes with the bad. I would say, this takes the cake. I was at an open mic and I had 2 jokes. I had 2 back to back. The first joke was, hey guys, my buddy's in a wheelchair and he just joined Alcoholics Anonymous, which is great, but how's he gonna get through 12 steps? Joke number 1, we got another coming. Joke number 2.
That's funny. That tanked.
It's not bad. I like it. The second one was I don't get why they call them black people, because they're not really black and they're not really people.
Ouch.
1 2, get him
Wow.
with the 2 punch, double. And the next comic after me was a black guy in a wheelchair. I had no case set, but that was not a good. That's how you get stabbed in the open mic parking lot. I can run away because he's in a wheelchair, but that's how you get stabbed.
Where was that open mic?
Oh, I want to say this was an Orange. Oh God, I think I maybe blocked out of my memory, but it had to be even like a little dive bar or just
Right.
some horrible little spot where I'm gonna go up, tell some new jokes, offensive, and now everyone thinks I'm a racist who hates cripples. Just jokes, guys. Just
Cripple
jokes.
fight.
Because you are, right?
Oh, of course. That's my whole act.
Eric Escobar, the racist cripple hater.
Yeah. Mhm. If you are anything but white, then you know what? Do not come to my shows. If you're in a wheelchair, don't come to my shows. Oddly enough, I am a
Or if
Mexican
you do,
with a
there's
limp.
ramp.
Because they're lazy, they need to get up off their asses and do something.
Are you talking about just Mexicans right now? Or are you talking about the?
You said it, not me.
That was Brian. We just switched voices for a second.
Yes, completely. That was. That's exactly what happened.
Fucking ventriloquist over here. God damn.
I'm multi-talented. That's what I'm saying. Now, please let me take my hand out of there, please.
So, what do you got coming up?
You know what? I'm actually doing the Flappers double time this week on the 5th, this Sunday.
So you're on the phone and on the show.
Yes. Whatever they need me to do. I'm going to do a set.
Sunday.
I'm going to do a set, then you know what? You'll see me in the back selling peanuts. That's what. Yeah, need me to wash that for you? Thank you, sir. Thank you. But this Sunday, I'm going to be in the Inland Empire doing Flappers Claremont. They got a great club there. I'm going to be doing the 7 p.m. show. And then on next Tuesday, I'm going to be in Flappers Burbank in their beautiful little Yoo-Hoo room. Flappers, I got to say, is one of the best clubs around. They're
I
great.
agree. In fact,
They're amazing.
I've been known to tout them. I happen to think that in the Los Angeles area, Flappers is by and far away the best club to go see comedy at. Absolutely.
Completely. And the crazy thing is they're 3 years old.
No kidding,
They're
right?
3 years old. The Comedy Store, the Laugh Factory, the Ice House, all these places, great clubs, amazing clubs, don't get me wrong, but they've had years to kind of perfect this great vibe, this great venue, this great place for comedy. Flappers been here for 3 years, and they're killing it. They're bringing great headliners, great comics. You can't see a bad show there.
It's amazing what happens when you have a management and a staff that actually, I don't know, gives a shit.
Yeah,
Motivated.
completely.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's weird. It's not about a lot of these shows are okay, well we'll put you up, and you don't have to be funny, but can you bring out 45 people?
Yeah, can you bring out 10 of your closest friends and so they can not laugh too?
Because they've heard your jokes
Yeah.
80 times before.
Yeah, because you were all hanging around the barbecue going,
I've got an uncle who's like, he touched me funny.
You get it?
That's right.
Do you get it?
That's good.
I was raped. But you like that one? You like
Yeah.
that's my closer, guys.
Saying the
That's
meat
my
on the
closer.
barbecue isn't the only thing that's overdone.
Bam, boom, boom, boom.
Shit.
But Flappers, they're one of those clubs where, not to say other clubs and other venues all across the country and all across LA don't, because they do, but Flappers has a great reputation for putting on quality shows
Absolutely.
all the time. And also for, something that I feel very passionate about, giving new comics a chance, giving
Yeah.
new comics an opportunity.
that is one. It's how hard is it to be a comedian, to do what it is that you and I do when we're not stuck in this room,
Or in traffic.
That too.
I guess we'll do shows in our car too,
Rub
just for
it
us.
in. Go ahead. That's right. I've been staring at red lights and. Oh, I'm sorry.
We got to stop the acid before the show. We got to stop it. I told you once.
Wait, what?
What are you
What?
talking about?
What?
I don't know.
What?
These brownies are delicious.
What? No, what? What do you mean acid? What do you mean stop? What?
Are these tacos? Oh my god! Oh, that's a pillow.
Oh, tacos!
That's a
Cool,
pillow.
awesome, dude. I love you. Anyway, no. So I mean, in terms of actually looking for a place that actually nurtures comedians and says, hey, come here and work it out. And not only can you come here and work it out, it's not like, oh, you have to. It's not a coffee place, a cafe. It's like this
It's a
is
club.
Yeah. How rare is that? How bizarre! It's so cool.
And I think that's the one big reason why you see such a huge rise in the alt comedy scene in the last 5 years, maybe 10 years, because they're all about fostering those new comics, those new ideas, those different styles of comedy. Even though you haven't been in the game for 20 years, and you don't have a big reputation. Try something new, try something different, and let's just create an
Absolutely.
amazing supportive environment for it.
All right, so we've had an interesting guest suddenly coming in. Yeah, go ahead, laugh all you want, hon. But so you made the mistake of stumbling onto the casting couch in my room.
I know, I just
You were just what was that? I mean, I know what you said, but
The
you
casting couch. This is a different kind of show now.
It's
This is
completely.
like this really
but
shifting.
you tossed your hair when you did it in a way that was quite.
Hey, you're lucky you're on the right side of shoot because the other side is Canoga Park.
That's
what we're
it.
talking about.
Hello, Vaseline.
Hello, baby.
So lean into the mic and say.
She just wants to sit there and look pretty for us. All right, come on, it's I can't.
Okay, you stumble.
When you sit there and look pretty, it translates great over radio.
Yeah.
Translates wonderful. I'm not going to talk.
Where you guys don't even. I wanted to be your audience.
Okay.
Continue on performing.
Continue on.
So for
Come on, funny boys, make us
for
laugh.
3 years.
Yes.
Flappers
Laugh for
has
while you
been-
can, a
has
monkey
been
boy.
doing this. And how many locations does Flappers actually have now?
2. Yeah,
Just
you got
one.
Burbank and you've got Claremont, and that's it.
Well, they're already a chain and obviously doing something right. I mean, giving these unknown artists a chance, obviously. I mean, they're giving them a chance. They're putting their name on the line. But I also think, it's a risk-reward benefits type of equation. And it sounds like they're doing the right thing. If you have to sell tickets, all that kind of shit, chances are you're going to dissuade somebody that might very well be
The next big thing.
upcoming thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think that's just crazy.
I think it becomes the thing where if you're going into comedy for the reasons that you're actually motivated by it, the joy of doing it, just the joy of getting up in front of an audience and just spewing your shit, speaking what it is that you have to say, your point of view, your perspective, your ideas on things. I think you do that, and the success and everything else will follow as a result of it.
Completely.
If you do it from some sort of a prefabricated, gee, I want to do something. I want to get into showbiz. I thought it'd be in showbiz. I think I'll go do comedy.
Well, what's great about comedy?
It's like, yeah, no. Me and about 100 of my closest open mic friends are gonna go. No, you're not. You should get to go.
Yeah, in comedy in general, it's a battleground. You know, comics are like the thugs of the entertainment industry.
Completely.
You know what I mean? If you're not funny,
are we not the most neglected, relegated to the darkest corner of
You're
hell?
the redheaded stepchildren in the entertainment industry.
Completely.
You know, I want to see like the Anchorman. I want you guys go in the back alley and you guys start breaking out nunchucks, ninja stars, fucking.
And yet, here's the thing. So comedians are really sort of like, in a lot of ways, frowned upon and shunned right up until the point you hit it. And then it's like, oh, they were the greatest ever. We've always loved them. We've nurtured them from day one. I mean, just how many times have you seen that?
That's like clapping your hands after a guy comes. Everything you did up to that point has been a disappointment. He comes, and all of a sudden, thank you for coming.
Yes,
you understand what I'm saying?
I think I agree with that. I'm not sure. I may have to go back.
I think you have to come now. I think you have to come on the radio show.
All right, hang on. Wow. Okay.
That's longer than your average. Wow. That was
longer,
5
actually.
seconds.
Folks.
You know,
typically 3. And
I was so happy that I held out for that. My parents are at home going, it's not ours. Not ours. That's not.
But when you make it, they're going to be like, we nurtured him.
Yes, exactly.
He was the best ever. When he came on that radio show, boy, oh boy, were we right there with him.
You know, the first time he asked us to come in and take a look at the toilet and there was a turd floating, we knew he had talent.
It was the best 3rd grade experience ever.
That's right.
So let's actually tap on that for a second. What kind of support do you have, I mean, outside of the LA area?
Yeah.
Who's standing behind you and saying, yes, Eric, fucking go?
You know what? This sounds super weird. I love Barstow, California.
That is weird.
That is super weird.
Because most of the time
and
you
I don't,
hear
it's
that,
not just for the meth. Yeah.
I was going to say, well,
I
either
saw
that
the
or
bumper sticker says,
it's
I heart meth.
It's within a very small family.
Addicts.
Well, kind of like what I was saying before, there's a lot of towns where, you know, Friday night, Saturday night, what is there to do? We're just going to hang out at home?
Sure.
And Barstow is one of the most loving, amazing, supportive communities because you go out there, they know, you know, you don't have to drive out 2 hours to Barstow. You can get a club show anytime you want on stage and have your fun. But you came out here, you're making us laugh, and they've been probably one of the best support systems and family that I've had.
There's got to be a lot of gratitude, right? You know, gratitude and respect for coming out. That's
Where
good.
out in Barstow is there?
You know what? There are 2 guys out there, and they're awesome. Their name are Buck and Chuck.
No, they're not.
Not a porn. Buck and Chuck, they're great. And they basically started the Barstow comedy scene. And what they would do is they would drive the 2 hours to LA, check out a show, and be like, yo, these guys are funny, let's bring them up. And they just started getting LA comics. They started, you know, getting some of the Barstow guys in town to do comedy. Next thing you know, it's like an established place to do comedy. It's like, yo, this is my lineup. I'm going to go on the road. I'm going to do Seattle, going to do Vegas, going to do New York. I'm going to wrap up the tour in Barstow. Why not? Like, because that's what I want to do.
I want to see Debbie Does Barstow.
You know what? That is a sad movie. It is just a meth pipe, Debbie, and 3 hours of hatred.
I got to tell you, this is an actual true story. Many years ago, driving back from Las Vegas, and my then wife and my 2 kids, and we're driving home, and we're driving through Barstow, and out of nowhere, my son just goes, "Hey, what does it mean if a brother and sister want to get married?" And the fact that he did it in Barstow, I thought was so intuitive.
You're like, that's called our current location.
Yes, exactly. It's like, that's why Dad hit up to 80.
Barstow
and then it was an awkward backseat ride for the rest of the trip between him and his sister.
Exactly, yeah. My daughter's going, different mom, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we're good. Same dad? We'll let it slide. It's 2014. Anything can happen now.
No, it's true. All right, so what are you doing over there on the couch, you two? Yes, you, Mr. Geek Speak.
Hey.
Where can I get some of that shit?
Thank you for that.
Exactly.
How you doing? Yo.
I am relaxing on the couch with the beautiful, lovely singer Ray, and she is listening to your guys' podcast.
That was very literal of you. Thank you.
Well, to plan it exactly out of what we are doing.
I like how you raised your eyebrow
I did.
Yeah, exactly.
with your finger.
With your finger.
It wasn't. It
Yeah.
was like a. It was like a.
so-
I don't
we need some
actually-
help.
That makes it cooler, right?
I don't have the Mr. Spock reflex. I just do it with my finger.
Yeah. That kid is
It stays
super
up there.
cool. What does he do? Raises his eyebrow with the index. Come on, man.
All right.
So how many times a week do you typically perform?
Typically
Comedy.
Oh, okay. Different story. Got to reset the
Yes.
mind.
Yeah, no.
All right.
We're about to
I
get
know to be
intimate
careful
up
with
in
you,
here.
young
I was like,
man.
Yeah, that
what's going
Sherman
on?
Oaks gig did not work out with clothes. Calculating it. I'm up once a night, at least. Typically Friday, Saturday, I'll try to get in 2 spots a night. Your weekend shows will put you up if you're featuring or doing a guest spot, for 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday. But every night, if it's a show or an open mic, I try to get at least a few minutes in. Because it's weird. You take a week off, you take a couple days off, and you get back on stage, and it feels weird.
Completely.
You're rusty. It's like, why aren't these working when I had like 3-4 weeks of stage time before this when this stuff was hitting? And it's a muscle. You just got to keep working out. If you don't, it's like eating a burger, and the next day you're like, oh shit, what's going on?
What's your writing process like? I mean, if you're doing that many performances, are you sort of honing the same stuff just to sort of dig out the nuggets in it, or are you constantly writing as well?
I do 2 things. Whenever I write a new joke, I front load it in the set.
Yep.
So I always put it in the beginning, because one of 2 things happen if I don't. I'll either forget it and I just
Right.
don't do it, or if I put it like towards the end and it's not strong. Ooh.
Yeah, there you
Right.
If it's towards the middle, it could work maybe, but if you put it in the beginning and let's just say it doesn't hit, you can only grow from there
Right.
and get stronger.
Right. Completely. I get that.
So I usually front load all of my new stuff, and when I have because I would say maybe about a year ago, I had a lot of jokes. Maybe let's just say I had like 5 good jokes.
Right.
And since then, I've just been building on that. So I'll get stuff about, I don't know, relationships or dating, and that has a lot of material there. So I'll be like, all right, I got 3 minutes on that. Let's try to build it to 5.
Okay.
Let's try to build that to 7. Can we do 10 minutes on dating? Yes, I can. There are a lot of 14-year-olds out there. So,
Yeah. Ask Sean.
cold-blooded.
I want to know, do you have a video out there, a best of, a copulation of all your best films?
A copulation.
Not a compilation, but a copulation. Let's copulate some videos. That's a different kind of video. Let me tell you that when I copulate. Yeah, you know what?
All I heard is every time you do it, everyone laughs. So
Yeah,
it's just,
pretty much.
Ouch.
There's a variety of arts right now.
I mean, you got a place where somebody can catch some of your good material and just.
Of course. Yeah, I got a site. It's www.ericescobar.com. That's Eric with a K. I got a bunch of stuff there. Of course, if you Google my name on YouTube, Eric Escobar, the first hit is going to be a jazz pianist who's more popular than me.
A pianist.
Jazz pianist. Actually, it's a jazz pianist, then a jazz penis, because there's a cock named Eric Escobar. And then, and his
get too
name
jazzed
is
up.
me, and it's me. And then right after that, it's an Eric Escobar who's a WWE wrestler. He's right up there. Then about dug in the whole depths of the internet, you'll see some poop jokes from me.
So what you're really saying is you need to get into some search engine optimization.
I was saying
I
SEO.
pretty much, I gotta change my name.
So you're like number 9 or 5 down the list.
Oh, if I'm lucky, you Google Eric Escobar, you just gotta go down to page, 4 or 5.
4 or
I
5,
was going to
4 or
say,
5.
I'm Eric Escobar
Yeah,
on
that's
page 2.
Yeah. Page 1, because you know what? WWE isn't that popular these days. Okay, well, we'll make it work. Did I just offend everyone in the room?
Yes.
It just
I'm a
took us
WWE Attitude fan, all right?
absorb.
Like this new stuff.
That's like a
Absorb
complete
that shit.
pause right there. Like, oh my god, it's not. What
Yeah.
happened?
He offended.
Oh my God.
He offended D-Generation X. Get him out of here. Get him the fuck out of here. X-Pac is God. X-Pac is God.
Stone Cold's pissed off. That's all I'm gonna say. Stone Cold's pissed off.
Well, he's 50, so I'll take him. I'll take him. He's drunk and on his couch. I'll be able to fight him. Just give me a chair and another beer.
Whatever's gonna happen will be hilarious. That's all I'm gonna say. It will be hilarious.
All right. So, as a comedian, is there anything that you feel is absolutely out of bounds? I will not talk about that.
Ooh. You asked me this after I say a paraplegic and
Yep.
a racist joke.
That's what made me think of it, Eric.
My style is I don't want to be shocking or offensive just to be shocking or offensive. But if I can find a way to get on a topic and get it just from a witty, clever angle and make that funny level even higher than the shock value,
Right.
then I can make it.
Yep.
But a lot of the times, if you're just offensive and you're being offensive, stuff's not gonna hit. And I feel if I can't be funny enough, then that is out of bounds.
I agree. I mean, telling a dick joke or making a rape joke or something just because, well, I can talk about rape isn't funny.
Yeah.
But what was George Carlin talked about rape? The idea of Porky Pig raping Bugs Bunny would somehow become funny because of that. And so I agree with you.
And it's also there's kind of like a shelf life of like, is this mean?
Right.
Because I remember when Paul Walker died, I had a tweet and it was like, is he gonna come back as a zombie? #Paul Walker. All right.
Wow.
And everyone was like, that is fucked up. I send
That's funny.
and then I send the same tweet out 2 weeks later. I get retweets and favorites of the hoo-ha.
Right.
Because, hey, like, some things are offensive for a small amount of time.
Well, I mean, that's the whole idea that what is comedy is tragedy plus time.
Hey, I
Isn't
mean,
that the,
it sounds like he would be a good sponsor for Krispy Kreme.
and for Shell Oil. I don't know. And Porsche.
Those jokes were just too fast, too furious, if you know what I mean.
That's right. There we go.
Oh, yes.
I'm sorry, and what?
Oh!
I said and Britney Spears.
And Britney Spears. I'm not sure that I get the relation, although,
We'll take it.
It's
We'll take it.
hilarious.
I was going to say,
with it.
and I wish it had been her. Just my own, that's my own musical criticism going on. As though being critical of Britney Spears is actual musical criticism. Not really. That's sort of like being critical of an unborn child for their...
Wait, she's a musician? Britney Spears she's a singer?
Like
No, she's
What
not.
I always say is death to auto-tune. Like, I want MTV Unplugged to come back where artists actually have to play their instruments unplugged. I would
Completely.
love that. I would love that so much.
No, in fact, I used to have a joke about that like a lot of electronic bands, they would do unplugged and they would just sit around going, where's craft services?
Well, I remember the moment I had to be in like 4th or 5th grade. I turned on, it wasn't Fuse. It was Fuse before it was Fuse. I forgot. It was like USA or something. And they had music videos and it was great. And I remember I saw a video and it changed my life. And I was like, I love music. Music is the best.
What was the video?
It was, I'm ashamed to admit it, it was Sum 41's Still Waiting.
I thought it was like Who Let the Dogs Out. I was like, really?
No. It was a Celine Dion's 1934 hit.
Actually,
I like that one too.
I don't even remember that track. Wow.
But what's crazy about it is now I look at it now and I'm like, there's no kid out there who's going to experience that same joy and same thing that I felt when I was in 5th grade. And I was like, this is awesome.
They do, but they just call it abuse.
Oh, pretty much. Yeah, pretty. Are you calling Sum 41 similar to Uncle Naked Van Rape? Is that what you're...
I didn't say that, but thank you for opening up and admitting that to everybody here in the room.
Hey, you know what? It was a great music video, and my butt still hurts. So...
Wow.
In fact, what a great name for a song. Yeah. And my butt still hurts.
Yeah, my butt. That's, I think, the new Yo Gabba Gabba track. It was just released last Sunday. I think Lost Prophets have a new single. My butt still hurts.
Yo Gabba Gabba and my butt still hurts. There's parents out there right now just reeling and kids going, actually, yeah.
They're doing a nationwide basement tour
very
this summer. It's going to be pretty great.
Well, I got to tell you, it is actually, we are coming up here to the end of the show, and I really want to thank you, Eric Escobar.
Thank you guys
for showing up before me, because somebody had to.
I always come before you, don't I? I'm gonna go for those cheap dick jokes. I don't care. We're at the end.
I was gonna say, yeah, and Sean, where are the towels?
I believe we.
Everything we've said before has been okay. The pedophilia, the racism. When you say towels, that's the offensive
line.
line.
Pedophilia, but somehow we're coming on each other, and that upsets you.
When there's a line, damn it.
Stay out of West Hollywood, just so you won't like what you see.
Anyhow, thank you everybody for tuning in. Eric Escobar, thank you so much for being my guest this week.
Thank you, Brian Crow. XSite, you guys are the best.
No, you're the best.
I know.
Okay. Thank you, and tune in next week for God knows what, and we'll see you then. Good night.
God knows. God knows.
That's all for this week. Join us again as the journey continues on American Psycho. Until we meet again, stay tuned for Liquor and Poker, coming up next on XSite Radio, your source for the best in original shows.